Hi, in today's video, we are going to continue with stretching and our polyvagal theory. So what we'll do today is we'll open up through the hips and the side of our body. So last week we did forward fold, we did flexion. So we lengthened the back of the body, engaged the front a little bit while trying to also breathe and soften and all of that good stuff. So today we are going to come into a Janu Shirshasana. For some reason, I don't know what that is in English, but I'll show you and I'll try to think of it as we go along. So first, before we do anything, come into a seat, find a tall spine. Sometimes you might need to roll out the shoulders. Sometimes I should say actually all the time I need to do this. The shoulders and the neck can get stiff, and so roll the shoulders up to the ears and back and down a few times, and then roll them forward a few times. And then once you feel like you've been able to lift your chest and your spine out of your pelvis and you've got like a nice length, then place your hands over your knees or on your lap somewhere and close your eyes and let's breathe. Exhale everything out. Inhale. Exhale. Now I like to exhale through the mouth. It creates a nice audible sound. So you can inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Or just inhale in through the nose and out through the nose. You can still get an audible quality to it. I just find it to be a little bit more faint. And so I like the audible sound of the exhales. And so as you breathe here, take note to just kind of check in with yourself and see what state you're in today. Now, I sometimes when I teach get into I would say a flight response. My body starts to feel hot. I start to sweat a little bit. And so it takes a bit for me to regulate, to be here, to talk, to share these things that I'm sharing with you today. But I know that they're important to me, and I know that I can regulate my nervous system. So here we are, breathing and learning that our bodies are safe, that we can create this safety. Now slowly blink open your eyes and we'll go into our Janu Shirshasana. So bring the right heel in towards the groin and let your left leg come out to the side. So it's kind of like a half straddle, but then we have this hip opening component over here where the knee is bent and the foot is in. Now, if you need to kind of shake out this leg first, feel free. You could wiggle your toes. It's really amazing how some of the fascia in the toes create a line and go all the way up to the fascia in the neck. And so sometimes if you have stiffness in your neck, you might have or stiffness in your toes, and vice versa. You might have stiffness in your neck. And so everything is really interconnected into the body. So once you're ready to find stillness, inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And again, I'll have to adjust because of my microphone, but reach your arms overhead. Feel the length further into your spine, but now as you reach up through the fingertips, feel that extension of the length that you've found. And then exhale, begin to lean over to your left side. So over this left leg. Now, what you can do here is place your bottom arm onto your shin, or you could place it onto the ground if that's more comfortable, but continue to reach the top arm up and overhead and feel the side body stretch. So you've got a side body stretch happening in the right side here, and then you have contraction happening in the left side here. Your gaze can be forward. Try your best to bring the breath into the rib cage and expand. And just notice where you're at. So now I'm starting to feel my nervous system kind of calm a little bit. Things are feeling what I would just say, for lack of better word, nice. It feels nice to be here. Now you can bring this top arm down if you find there's too much activation with that. You can also just kind of let your left ear go to left shoulder. You can also bend this left knee. Give yourself some time here. And as we have more time to just be, you may also feel yourself change your nervous system state, where maybe you too felt a bit of activation, a bit of heat, maybe you were sweating, maybe your mind was racing, and then things start to calm down. You start to cool down, and things, again, just feel nice. They just feel nice. Inhale, slowly walk your hands back or come on up. And then what we'll do is we'll turn to face the left leg. Inhale, reach the arms back overhead, and exhale, fold forward over that leg. So this, I love this stretch, but it can get intense fast because now you've added a little bit more into the hip opening, and you've added a bit more into like a QL stretch, which is still at the side of your body, but for some reason, I find that it can get a bit intense. And so you might find that too. That's kind of been some of the feedback that I get back from students, but just kind of take note of where you're at today. And again, give yourself time to kind of just melt over this leg. And then inhale, slowly walking the hands back, coming all the way up to your seat, and let's switch it out. Hello, Lila. That's my doggie. She's a little bit in her own, I would say, sympathetic chain activation state because daddy is traveling for work and she misses him. So you might see her looking a little bit anxious in the background. All right, so bring your left heel in towards the groin. Hello. And straighten your right leg. Now, again, you can wiggle out this leg, kind of move it, stretch out the toes, wiggle the toes, and kind of use that movement to prepare yourself for stillness. Then inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and exhale, lean over to your right side. And again, you can find the placement with the bottom arm either on top of that shin or on the ground. You can continue to reach the left arm overhead. And so now we're feeling the side body stretch in the left while we feel the engagement on the right. Now, as you change shapes, you may notice you're also changing states as well. Maybe you've started to feel calm on the other side, and now we've changed shapes, and now you might be like, now I notice the heat coming back, and it might take you a bit to settle back in on this side as well. Inhale, slowly come back up, and exhale. Let's turn to face the right leg and reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Now, again, remember that this changes the stretch a bit because this opens the hips a little bit more and gets into the QL. So we're going to do our best here to come back to that calm state, our ventral vagal. Learning that we can be safe here in whatever shape or form that we take it. So this is what my Janu Shirshasana looks like. However, yours could look like this. Yours could look like this. It could even look like this. There's just going to be so many different variations. So meet yourself where you're at today. Let go of your inner critic if it's telling you it should look a certain way, or, oh man, you are not far enough, you are not flexible enough. Give yourself some self-compassion. You can say to yourself that, okay, I'm aware. This is where I'm at. I'm also not the only one. We're all in this together where we show up and we see what we get. And this can be hard. It can be uncomfortable to show up and not feel perfect and to not feel like we're doing things right. Inhale, slowly come up back to your seat. Exhale. If you need to shake out the legs and just kind of wiggle them, you can do that. If you want to bring the feet together and kind of just open the hips a little bit more and fold forward in your, my daughter's been calling this butterfly. So now I know this says butterfly. In yoga, I believe this is Baddha Konasana, bound ankle pose, whatever you want to call it. The idea is the same, where you just show up, see where you're at, give yourself what you need, have compassion for yourself in this moment, and that's enough. So once you're back to your seat, kind of do another check-in and see how you're feeling from the beginning of class to now. And, you know, did you change states? Did you feel the physiological effects of your nervous system changing states? The body is just so amazing in what it can do and what it does do every day without us really thinking about it. And now having the mindfulness of it, I just find it even more fascinating. So maybe you found today's class fascinating too. Thank you for showing up. Namaste. Thank you for sharing this practice with me today. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who might need a little calm today. See you next time.